Hello, Sharon here, and in this video I'm showing you some quick handy tips that I use all the time in Google Drive, which hopefully might help you to also use it a bit more efficiently. So let's get started. First things first, you need to access your Google Drive. So make sure you're logged into your Google account and then click on the 9 square grid in the top right corner here. You can access this when you're in Gmail, when you're in your Google Calendar, it's also up here, when you're in Google Keep on the main page, it's in the top corner here, and even on the Google homepage itself, you can access it here. So click on the grid and go to Google Drive. Now, a quick bonus tip for you here is if you use an app in here on a regular basis, but it's listed down the bottom, so you have to scroll down each time you want to use it, you can actually rearrange the order of all these apps. So all you need to do is just click and drag them to a new position. So for example, if we want the Chrome one that's here, if we want that up near the top, you just click and drag and it's up near the top here. So now I've given you that little nugget, let's move on to my first tip. So I just love using keyboard shortcuts wherever I can, and the following are just a few that come in handy on a regular basis when using Google Drive. The first one is to change the layout view of the main screen on Google Drive. So when you go into your Google Drive, this is the screen that you'll see, and it lists all your files and folders that are currently in your drive. You have the options of 2 different layout views, which is either grid or list view. So to change it to the other view option, you can either click on the icon up here in this top corner. So if you hover over it, it says that you're changing it to grid view. And then when it's in grid view, hover over it again and it says it changes to list view. Or you can just use the keyboard shortcut V on your keyboard, which will quickly toggle between the 2 different layouts. Now the handy thing about it being in list view like this is that you can easily see at a quick glance the type of file it is by the icon to the left of the name. So you can see all of these ones here are Google Sheets because of the icon next to the name. The next keyboard shortcut I use is to quickly rename files and folders. So you could right click on the file and then choose rename, and it would bring up the rename box. Or you could select the file and use the keyboard shortcut N, which also brings up the same renaming window. If you want to quickly see the details of a specific file or folder, select the file and press D to bring up the details on the right hand side here. Or you can press I to display the activity, as in who last edited it, what they did and when. You can also access both of these by clicking on the information icon. Just get rid of that. Clicking on the information icon up in the top right corner here. Next, to quickly bring up the sharing options of a document, you can right click on the file and choose share, and it brings up the sharing options, or select the file and press the full stop on your keyboard and it will also bring up the same sharing options. And lastly, for a full list of keyboard shortcuts that are available to use in Google Drive, press the question mark on your keyboard or press Ctrl and / and it brings up the list. And as you can see, they're all categorized, making it easier to find which one you're after. So my next tip is for when you want to create a new document in Google Drive. It doesn't matter if it's sheets, docs, slides or forms. When you click on new in this top left corner here and go down to select whichever type you want to create, instead of actually clicking directly into it, hover over the small arrow to the right and choose from a template instead. So you might just be surprised at the number of templates available to use for free. So these are all the documents that are available to use in Google Docs. These are the ones available in Google Sheets. These are the ones available in Google Slides. And finally, these are the ones available in Google Forms. So I'm a big fan of using templates, especially if you're creating something from scratch and you don't know where to start. By choosing a template, you'll have the basics, the groundwork already done for you. So it's just a matter of customizing it to match your needs. I actually have a video where I show you how to use and customize the invoice template in Google Sheets here. So if you want to have a watch of that, I'll link to it at the end of the video. Now moving on to my next tip, which is all about the search function. You could have hundreds of documents in your Google Drive and need to find a specific file that you just haven't got a clue what it's called. Luckily, the search bar at the top here will help you filter the information down. So as soon as you click into the search bar, you can choose the type of file that you're looking for. So for example, you might know that it's a spreadsheet. So click on spreadsheets and it will list all the spreadsheets in your Google Drive. This isn't just limited to Google Sheets either, it's any Excel files that you might have uploaded to your drive. It will also include those as well. So you can then narrow down the search by selecting any of the filters that have appeared underneath. So for example, if you know that you've not made any changes to the file since last year, then click on last modified and you can put in last year and it will update the list of files here. To remove any of the filters that you've selected, just click on the cross next to it. You also have more advanced options available by clicking on the icon on the right of the search bar here and going through the filters in here. So for example, you can include a word that you know is inside the actual file itself and click search, and this will show you all the files that include that specific word anywhere within that file. Another search option you have available is if you know which folder the file is in, then you simply right click on the folder name. So if I just go into this folder and right click on PowerPoint and then go down to search within and then whatever the folder is. So this will be search within PowerPoint. This will list all the files within the folder and you can go through the same process of narrowing the search down by choosing a specific type of file. So for example, if I say photos and images, again it lists all the photos and images in that folder, and you can go to the advanced search again by clicking on the icon on the right of the search bar and filter it down more that way. So looking at my folders here, you may have noticed that I've coloured a few of them so that they stand out a little bit more. To do that, all you need to do is simply right click on the folder name and choose change colour here, and then just choose one of the preset colours available. Another way of helping them stand out is to add emojis to the folder name. So to do that, click onto a folder and press N to rename. Position your cursor where you want the emoji to go and press the Windows key on your keyboard along with the full stop to bring up the emoji keyboard. Then just choose which emoji you want to use and click off there and then click OK. And now you can see there's an emoji appeared in the actual name of the folder. One thing to point out though is that if you sort the name alphabetically, any folders that begin with an emoji will be put to the top of the list regardless of what letter the folder name begins with. Another quick tip is for when you want to upload files or folders. You can click on New up here in the top left and then go to File Upload or Folder Upload and navigate to where it's stored. An even quicker way is to simply go to where it's located and click and drag it over to the main body of your Google Drive. So if I want this one here, I click and drag it over and you can see that it tells me here, drop the files to upload them instantly to my drive. Just make sure that you're hovering over the main section of Google Drive and not over a specific folder, unless you want it to go into a specific folder. But I just want it onto the main one here. Release it and it's now uploaded here. As you can probably tell, I have loads more tips to show you on Google Drive, but I'm going to leave it here, otherwise this video would go on forever. But I will publish more tips in another video for you. As I mentioned earlier, I have done a video where I show you how to create a simple invoice using the template in Google Sheets, and also how to customize it to suit your own business. You can see that video here. Let me know in the comments which is your favourite tip from this video and if you're now going to use Google Drive a little bit more. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.